I've made some modifications to the animation here to make this work so that if I click, it will have the handle flush, and then it pops just right back into place. I'm not really animating it going back. It just snaps back into place whenever you click on it. This took a little bit of work to do. I will add sound in the final step, but let's go through what we've got right now. I've got the int direction. This is just telling me off and on if I'm moving it. These are some variables called they're called flags because they tell me where I'm at in the program. And then I have a boolean for flush now, which is set to false. So my setup section is still the same, where it's just setting the size, the background, and loading the images. Nothing fancy there. When I get into draw, I draw this background toilet. So remember, this is going in and cycling 60 times per second, and it's redrawing it over and over. And right now, I'm calling flush with the variable flush now, and first, if I call the flush, when I call the flush function, which is down here, it's receiving flush now with the contents of that variable, which is initially false. And so this was just something I was doing to test for myself, so I don't need that anymore. So this is going to start off with false. So if now2, that's my boolean in here, this actually declares it as a variable, but it's taking in the contents of that variable we're passing when we call it. So we're calling every time we go into the draw, we're calling the flush function, and we're checking to see what's flush now sent to, and it's initially set to false. So every time it comes into here, it's going to say now2 equals false, and if it's false, it's just going to have the image redrawn here, nothing changing. If we change it so where it equals true, and we do that when we click on the handle, so we check to see if it's in the boundaries, and I used a print line and checked where my mouse X and mouse Y were to get this to the variables that I wanted. But the minute I click on this, flush now turns to true. Then it's going to come back in and call flush again. Flush now is now set to true. So when it gets into this, it's going to, as long as it stays true, which it's going to until it's done, it's going to rotate the handle in the direction going down. Once I hit the direction 1, where I'm done with it going down, I'm flipping that so it doesn't go down anymore, then this won't trigger, but it triggers something else in the main logic of draw. So if flush now equals true, which we changed to that here, and direction equals to 1, we changed that flag after we got to the bottom. So that happens when we get to the bottom of our flush here, it changes to 1. Then it's going to reset all of the values that we need to make it flush. Flush now will become false, which is where we started, direction will become 0, and angle will become 0. So everything resets, so I can click the handle as many times as I click it, it will flush again.